What's up, Daily Fab Gamers? Thank you so much for watching my stream. Before you jump into this red-hot action, let's review the rules. Don't be a dick. This should go without saying, but better safe than sorry. Chat with me. You know that I can talk at my computer for hours, but it's more fun when my computer talks back. And let's have a good time. I don't mind getting sweaty, but we can have fun while we do it. Use the chat command deck for a link to the list I'm playing here. It's also in the video description. Some of these decks are sick, and you might want to play them in real life. In that case, let me refer you to Hemel from the Bazaar. It's never been more affordable to play in the flesh and blood. Players have been buying the cards they need from Hemel for years. I started buying from him in 2023 and have never found a better deal. The Bazaar's prices are the lowest for singles, full sets, and class sets, including new releases. Super Slam singles and more are available now and ship both domestically and internationally. Use the command Hemel for contact info, then reach out to see what he can do for you. Now settle in and get cozy because the stream begins now.
I'll be honest with you, Burst Flames, I don't remember what Rule 2 was. I made the video and then posted it, and now I don't remember. And weirdly, I turned off the audio playback on the video, so even when I have my mic on, or my headphones on, and I'm running through the video, I don't hear it. I think I joke about this with Aurora over at Flesh and Bad every once in a while, of like, we don't watch our own content. It's like, well, why would I? I was there. I saw it the first time. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Boston. It me, Lupinefiasco, here to play some Classic Constructed for you. I know I've been really jamming Silver Age lately, but RTN season is coming up. It is important that we get our reps with decks that we want to play. In this case, yeah, I really do want to play KO for RTN if I get to. Wow, this hand sucks. If I get to play KO at RTN, I'm pretty excited about it. Trying to think of what the circumstances would be that would say that I would not play KO at RTN. I'm trying to think, like, so for one thing, I don't like playing Syndra. I've talked about this. Just talk to you. Yeah, you gotta talk to me, man. I crave it. Been pretty vocal about the fact that I don't enjoy playing Syndra. She is not, I do not consider her to be an interesting deck. I find that she is very linear. Hello, Excineribus. Looking forward to more KO content. I am as well. Syndra's very linear. She's very boring. I just don't enjoy the way the deck functions a lot of the time. Feel very limited to what I draw in ways that just don't contribute to a positive play experience. So I'd really love to not play Syndra, but I am trying to think, like, if we wind up in a world where we get the BNR on the 15th and Syndra has no bans. Like, I don't think this is likely because, let's be real. But let's say that was the world we live in. Speaking of the world we live in, I think it's Buckwild Claw Arsenal pulping. I don't think I'm trying to, I think I'm trying to set up here. I don't think I need to even necessarily respect Breaking Point. If Syndra got no bans on the 15th, which I think is very far outside the realm of possibility, but if that was what happened, would I play Syndra? And I think the answer is no. I would be playing, hopefully, KO Armed and Dangerous. It's going to be a toss-up between KO and Marionette, because Marionette is just dumb right now. I really hope that Marionette catches bans on the 15th as well, now that it is getting its own armory deck. Rage Baiters is very good in the deck, letting the Calicera reapply marks. The deck already just pumps out a ton of damage with a bunch of 0-for-4 attack reactions. Savor Bloodshed is Snatch that blocks 3 and has Go Again. Kiss of Death is impossible to block correctly because of Tarantula Toxin. The deck is extremely strong. And I guess if it doesn't get bans, I would play that for RTN, but I don't know, Marionette just doesn't appeal to me. Silver Age is fun, but yeah, I gotta get back on that RTN grind. Yeah, I know, as much as I don't want to. So here I think I get punished for having to block with Beaten Trackers on the first turn. These are the weird turn cycles where I really want to block the Kunai so that Syndra can't just cheat a resource. But I kind of don't want to overcommit. I'm going to let this one go through, and if Syndra uses the Blood Splattered Vest, then I get punished for not blocking. Yeah. And if the follow-up is like, Demonstrate Devotion. What does my hand do? My hand can block here. I guess my hand doesn't want to... It's so difficult piloting against Syndra. My hand doesn't want to block here. My hand wants to block on the next chain link with the understanding that I am going to have to block again. Unless I want to just let the mask trigger go through, which is maybe what I'm aiming for. I might need to just let the mask trigger go through. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the name either. Made it back in my edgy teen years, and Latin is dead. I mean, Excinera is something I know how to do. I don't know. I've been reading a book lately that had some like kind of fake Latin involved in it. Something about Excinerate, and I thought that that was good. Hey, Syndra didn't actually need the resource because the Rising Resentment hit. Yeah, you flick, you're gonna buy back. We'll see what Syndra's holding in here. Take the Tempo is not Draconic, so it can't be the flight path target. I would say we're going to get Lexi bans for Syndra. I don't think it's going to be that worthless. This is a great question. So we are blocking with Savage Sash. The question is, are we blocking with Beast Within and just going for the Pitch Blue, play Pulping? I guess we block with a red here. Syndra's holding the Ancestral Empowerment. I'm probably okay with it. Yeah, she gets the quote-unquote draw from Take the Tempo, but she also just burns 2 cards because she can't give this Go Again. So this turn cycle went pretty well for us. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the Lexi bans. I think really anything that they ban from Syndra is going to affect the power level of the deck. Like if they just ban Wrath, it takes a little off the top. If they ban like Brand with Cinderclaw, then, oh, we discarded the blue. That's sad. We do not need an action point. I might get punished here. Okay, never mind, I don't get punished. In this case, I am going to send the Swing Big rather than the Mandible Claw. It's kind of an interesting point, but I do want to put myself in a position where a 4-card hand can kill Syndra. Or I actually can put a 4-card 16 together. Been jamming Chaos since I started a few months ago, waiting for the BNR to see how Gravy is affected before ordering cards for him. That's fair. This hand is interesting. So, this hand can kill Syndra. I can break Sash, pitch Beast Within, play Bear Fangs, use Beaten Trackers to get an action point back, use my floating resource to play one of the 2 Show of Strengths, If I rip a blue or a yellow off the top of my deck, I get to Mandible Claw as well. This is definitely when I'm cashing in Flesh Bag. Yeah, Gravy is a bad one for KO. I know it's winnable, but you do need to... There needs to be some luck in there. I don't have too much experience in the matchup. I'm in this spot where I'm waiting for the BNR before I really like commit to doing something. I think I just have to give you this draw, right? Like I want a Flesh Bag here, but I also want to get maximum value for my blocks. And I already gave Sash, so... All right, this is where I will cash in my Flesh Bag. Yeah, I'm waiting for the BNR to see really what gets hit, what gets affected. Like, do I really want to commit to playing KO? Do I want to play Marionette? We'll see how everything shakes out. Oh, they did have the Ancestral Empowerment. Okay. I'm expecting top 3 decks to get banned too. I would be very surprised if we don't get bans on Syndra, Gravy, Verdance. Like, I know Verdance's conversion has kind of fallen off recently, but she's still a top deck. Yeah, this was a normal Syndra turn. This is exactly what I expected Syndra to do. God, this deck is so absurd when it's extremely consistent like that. And I think this is Yasker's list too. Although, never mind, Yasker wasn't playing Take the Tempo. So we break Savage Sash. We Bear Fangs. Blue or yellow one time. Hey, we get there. I do need my action point. So I'm sending 9. I get to send 3 and then 9. So I'm presenting 21 damage. Syndra is going to have to give me block here to not be dead. Gravy will be who I'll be playing for the RTN, so hopefully he doesn't get too hard. Burst Flames, I think that is a very reasonable take. Wow, Syndra drew a pooper, so that puts us in a really good position where this is just free damage. Like, Syndra's not going to pressure us on the crackback. We're not threatening lethal anymore, but we're putting Syndra in a really bad spot where now most hands just kill her. I need to hope that my hands can convert, but I haven't seen a Wild Ride yet. I still have a Buck Wild. I still have 2 Pulpings in the deck. Syndra might be holding a defense reaction in Arsenal. It should have been a pretty unlucky Scowling Flesh Bag, but we shall see. Plays Headlong for 4. I can block with Vigorous Smash Up, win the Clash, and just see what the top card of my deck is, so I can bottom it if I need to. I think that's probably better than holding the Vigorous Smash Up. We have an Agile Windup on top. I don't want to sink it, just because I want to know for a fact that my Wild Ride is going to hit. Like, I'm just taking cards from Syndra now. Savage Feast here is a little unlucky because I can't play it. It's still fine. All I really want to do is play Levia. Live your dreams. Don't let your memes be dreams. You could absolutely play Levia. Opponent goes to 1 against a Brute. Opponent is bold. I'm just going to pitch the Savage Feast here. Okay, yeah. Packs it in. Almost 20 value per turn. Turns out KO is pretty good. Let's keep going. I don't want the Syndra rematch. These games aren't fun or interesting. Whoever does the thing. It's every aggro mirror. Ellis says, can't forget about Verdance and Gravy too. No, oh, this is going to be a bad matchup for me. Do I even have a Guardian sideboard? Not really. I don't know if I'm trying to play this fast or slow. If I did the Verdance board, but went Fleshbag, Savage Feast. So what am I playing? Tear Limbs. I'm not playing Reckless Swings. I don't know if I'm supposed to treat this aggressively or defensively. I'm going to play the defensive board. This is going to be a bad one because of how often I draw and discard. Like, I'm just turning on Valda. This is such a uniquely bad matchup for KO, where I don't think any other hero in the game is as bad into Valda specifically because of the hero text as KO is. Like, some of the other brutes kind of get there, but KO's the only one who's playing 6 copies of Wild Ride, 3 Pulpings, 3 Bear Fangs, 3 Savage Feasts. Like, it's not great. Did I miss the randomness of brutes? I do hate the randomness of brutes, but, you know, we do what we can. I'm still going to send the Wild Ride. Like, I'm very much playing into what Valda wants to be doing, but... wow, this hand got really bad. I mean, this hand was not great to begin with, but not discarding the Beast Within, discarding the Buckwild instead, not ideal. I'm just going to Gauntlets Beast Within, send 7 more. I've been playing Gravy since he came out. I'm a dirty board state player. I take no shame in it. I mean, you shouldn't. Like, if you're playing to win the game, right? Board state heroes are really fucking good all the time. LSS seems to be allergic to making board state heroes bad. Can't wait for this. I need to learn how to play into it. Play into Guardian. This is going to be a bad example of how to play into Guardian because Valda doesn't function like the other Guardians do. Valda is very much the aggressive Guardian who also benefits from my hero power. Like, this is not... You'll also never see a Valda because there are like 4 Valda players in the world. Giving Valda Surges can't possibly be a problem. I'm sure it's fine. But my deck doesn't do anything else. Like, that's the problem. I don't have a different way to play the deck because I know what Valda's doing. Like, I just have to give Valda Surges. If I had an alternate strategy, I would use it. So you get to do Surface Shaking, which says that you are just going to... God, these hands are, like, so bad. Bloodrush Bellow here might be pitch, considering how bad this hand is. I might be blocking with... Jesus, this hand is really not ideal. Like, I can block with Show of Strength, pitch the Bloodrush, play the Bear Fangs. The problem is you're actually playing I've never seen someone play Tectonic Rift. Cranial Crush for 8 Dominate. I'm not going to be able to draw cards. I think I'm blocking with Buckwild, taking 6, can't draw cards, which is fine. Pitch Bloodrush, play Show of Strength, Arsenal Bear Fangs. Like, it's not ideal, but it's kind of the best I've got with this hand. Also with the Cranial Crush, saying that Bloodrush doesn't draw cards. Played against the Valda in Sides at Worlds, it was painful. Yeah, she is a good deck. I don't know if she just doesn't quite have the juice to get there. Like, I don't know what her bad matchups are. I don't know why Valda doesn't see more play. I assume it's Verdance. I feel like in the current meta, if there's ever a reason that a deck doesn't get played, it's because of Verdance. And so they get you don't expect the hero? Absolutely. Dark Horse heroes are always, like, reasonable picks. Jesus. All right, these all red hands are not great. Thankfully, Volda is kind of bricking here. This might be a Scabskin's turn. As much as I don't like rolling scabs, it's difficult for me to think of anything else that this hand really does. Okay, send some damage. So we are going to... Volda has one Seismic Surge so far. I think I'm just playing Bear Fangs. Can pitch the Ataya. It's got the tech. That's the thing with Cranial Crush, though, that makes it so effective in the deck over. It's just a blue block 3, and then occasionally it has text. Shut off her power. Yeah, I played Ataya. You forgot that I played Ataya. Can you imagine if our scabs hit 4 here and we got another action point? Well, we know that Volda's holding a D-Reactant arsenal. This hand is potentially interesting. Put them in their place for 10. I have to block this. I cannot let the crush go through. I have been hit by the crush and been so severely punished for it. I know that they don't have a Pummelin arsenal. I'm not supposed to know that, but I do. The question is, am I playing Blood Rush Bellow here? I don't currently have any go again. How else can I navigate this turn if I don't play the Blood Rush? Kind of don't really have other options. So I could block like this, pitch Energetic Impact, play Buck Wild, pitch Blood Rush, play Show of Strength, and that's just sad. I've already pitched one Blood Rush. As much as I'm helping Volda by doing it, I do need to be resolving Blood Rush Bellow. This is Crush. I mean, I could just put a bunch of armor in front and keep 4 cards with a Show of Strength. The other problem is that I don't have Go again, so it's possible that I play Blood Rush, pitch Energetic Impact, discard Buck Wild, and then draw 2 more cards without Go again, and the most I can do is Mandible Claw, something else. I could block with Flesh Bag, Energetic Impact, Send Packing, get the Vigor from Energetic Impact, use the Vigor to play Blood Rush Bellow, discard my Buck Wild, draw 2 cards. If I draw 2 reds, then my turn is like terrible. So I think I'm doing this. I think this is the block. No, I don't need to block with Savage Sash. I can block like this. I will use my Vigor to play Blood Rush Bellow. I will discard my Buck Wild, and I'm really hoping that I find a blue. That works. Gravy would keep Volda out of the meta as well. I assume... I know that the Volda players that I know were talking at the start of Volda's like entrance into the format that maybe they could just like race Gravy, just like punch him really hard. I think in a world where Chum catches a ban on the 15th, that becomes more possible, that they can just completely ignore Chum. I understand why they can't do it now, because Chum can respond to Seismic Surges and just absolutely trash the deck. Board State Hero preys on Guardians, for sure. Oh, this is a hand of cards. His hand converts at least, which is more than I can say for other hands of cards that I've drawn. And I get to bank an Agility, which is potentially something that I enjoy and will benefit from. This game is not going to second cycle, so pitch stack doesn't matter, but in a world where it does, I would rather keep the Vigorous Smash up and send the Energetic Impact. It appears that Valda is drawing some poopers as well. Pure setup turn. Board Sea Heroes, Prayers on Guardians, all but maybe New Prism. I think I've heard of Valda racing New Prism. As long as ALS exists, Prism will shit on Guardians. New Prism has to hit that is the issue. Guardian deck is all poppers. Yeah, if the Prism can, like, loop. Hey, we did get the pummel. Alright, so we know that Valda has a pummel. We can play around this information. My plan here is send packing, get blocks out of Valda, pitch Yellow Wild Ride, play Mandible Claw, Arsenal Red Wild Ride. Now we get the information that Valda has a pummel, and we can play around it. Which means we're probably just getting hit by pummel at some point. Civic Steps is unfortunate. I don't get to bank that, but at least I have Go Again in Arsenal, so it's not like a huge problem. Just go Aura Plan against Guardian. How does the Prism switchboard work? Like, is that something that Prism... Hey, I got the pummel tech. Like, oh, put them in their place. Pummel is kind of rough. Yeah, this is rather... Oh, and it's dominated too. That's rather unfortunate. This is going to go through. Valda's going to make 4 seismic surges. 5 seismic surges? Because she's going to have put them in their place. No, it'll be 4 seismic surges, but she'll have put them in their place go first. I will discard 4, draw 5, and then discard 1. I am probably blocking with Sash here. Just to, like... I am very likely going to Sash on this turn. I think I'm just letting this happen, unfortunately. I think I just have to let this happen. One of the reasons I hate New Prism, can't swing with my auras anymore, is that a new... Oh, you're letting the pummel go first? Does this matter? I discard a non-beast within. Put them in their place happens. I guess I do the beast within first. I am now not going to Savage Sash. Discarding the show strength is so sad. Well, New Prism just doesn't have Luminaris. Like, that's the issue. Do I get to win? Do I get to threaten lethal this turn? I think the answer is no. But I do get to come close. Chum is just overstatted is my issue with Chum. Chum has a lot of problems. I feel like Chum's issue isn't the stats. It is just that too many decks can't ignore Chum. Like, that would be fine if there would be... It would give decks like Gravy more... Marionette more play into Gravy. Like, some of Gravy's good matchups would go away if more decks just had the ability to ignore it. Bunch of Seismics pop. Just chaining, put them in their place. This is an interesting situation. If this is another pummel, then I'm, like, really sad. If I try to block around the pummel, then I'm really sad. I think I'm just giving armor. Like, I think Valda's low enough that I'm just trying to kill her. Alright, that one she just nattied into. That's really unfortunate. This doesn't matter. So, Mandible Claw, pitch, discard. I have to break Sash for this. And we go Mandible Claw. Let it hit. Discard Fearless Confrontation after damage to get the go again. Swing big. Good morning, Steven. You just missed Valda found Natty, put him in their place, pummel. It's the second put him in their place pummel we've had to deal with this game. And it was going fine for a while. The first one was okay. We were okay with it. The second one was much worse. Chokeslam for 8, can't gain power. Can block like this. Go to 6, send swing big, Arsenal Wild Ride. That old line. That old song and dance. Yeah, if the Chokeslam hits, I can't gain power, so I can't do the tear limb from limb. So this is fine. Make a seismic, make a second seismic. At least I don't turn on her hero power. Because I'm not draw discarding. What's this do? If you control no seismic surge tokens, destroy this. Okay. I feel like we're still in a fine position. I get 6. Valda still has to find an attack. Sadly, I don't have Reckless Swing in my deck, so I don't just win the game. Spinal for 9 is pretty good. Whenever you deal damage. Okay. I have to play the Wild Ride here. I'm looking for a blue. Well, I found a blue, but I didn't get to keep it. I really wanted to Mandible Claw this turn as well. But Valda does have to give me 2 cards. She doesn't have the free Dominate. Yes, well, I don't want to close the combat chain, but I have to. Reckless Stampede here is pretty good if we get to keep one of our cards. We do get to keep one of our cards. Weirdly, though, this isn't just like a free win because we can lose clashes to Valda. If no Reckless. No, the Reckless here would be we would just win the game. I can block with Vigorous Smash Up. And that doesn't really help, does it? Trying to decide what the best way is to win the game. I've seen 3 Beast Withins, 2 Blood Rush Bellows, and I've pitched one. I've also pitched a Tear Limb. I pitched 2 Tear Limbs. So the Wild Ride is going to hit. I can block with Fearless Confrontation. I can play Wild Ride, pitching a blue. I'm just so scared of the Reckless Stampede, because if I lose the clash, I just die. And clashing with the Vigorous Smash Up won't tell me what the top of Valda's deck is, because she's going to draw 4 cards. So I don't have great counterplay to like ensure that I win. You lose with Reckless Stampede, we'll call it Wyatt's Pride. We've seen the 3 put them in their places. We've seen 3 Spinal Crushes. We've seen a red Chokeslam. I can't block with Stampede, Steve. Well, I can, but it blocks for 0. Let's do it. Stampede or no balls? Boot game, you have to take the risk. Lean into the RNG. You're so right. This is where champions are forged. In the crucible. All right. Okay, we just win. Hey, thank you, Reckless Stampede. We got there. What a crazy game. It was like, oh my god. I felt like that game, as much as I doomed about that game at the start, we were solidly in control until 2 put them in their place, dominate pummel turns. It was like, oh, never mind, we're dying now. Block the Stampede, Wild Ride, Claw, Run. Oh no. That one. No, that one. Sash is correct. Tear Limb. Pulping. Savage Feast. Strongest Survive? Is the Kano line? Massacre's too slow. We're not giving Kano free opts. Reckless Swing does nothing. Scent Packing is maybe not embarrassing. I think we're just doing this. I think I'd probably just die. But we'll try it. We'll see what happens. I do not need an action point here. I can take the higher risk line. Mandible Claw first, Wild Ride, Pitch Fearless Confrontation. Hope to discard Beast Within to the Wild Ride. Or I take the safer line of Wild Ride first, which means that I don't risk having to arsenal a Beast Within. Hey, we got there. I don't need to break Beaten Trackers now. I can wait because I'm going to get the chance with Savage Feast. Alright, never mind. This turn is sick and we're going to beat this Kano. Oh my god, Kano just blocks. We're so up. Yes, I would like an action point. Alright, well this Savage Feast is less interesting to me. Maybe the boots there was premature. Maybe I was just supposed to do Show of Strength. I'll be honest with you, I forgot that I would discard it. That's on me. I should have just sent the 9 and arsenaled the Savage Feast with my boots up. Well, we got that at least. Kano didn't find a potion turn 1. That's pretty okay. We're probably discarding Agile Windup to make the agility. Pitching double Lessons. So far this game is going pretty well for us. I think we might just Mandible Claw, discard No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. We're sending the Pulping. Kano, would you just LL already? Oh no, Ataya. Well, I get to bail myself out with Agile Windup at least. Like, it was not good, but it could have been worse. All right, Ataya needed to not be in this matchup either. So that's also my bad. Find the Wildfire. Oh, with Kindle. This is spooky. I at least get to AB. Rag. What's the top card? What are you gonna rag into? Can't blow you up with Arcane if you kill them on turn 2. Zach, it's not going well. I'm not doing that, though. I guess the Kano is, like, weirdly drawing weirdly, too, where they just, like, ragsed for no value. Things could be going better, though, is all I'm saying. Send the Wild Ride. I think I'm setting up here. So we go Gauntlet, Claw, Arsenal, Pulping. Close the chain. I think that was supposed to be a Sash turn. I assume I will be using Sash now. Sash first. Play Pulping. Take the, oh my god. Take the risky line where we might just die. They're doing it. I've been totally avoiding your gameplay because you're back on the horse. I am fully supportive of hating on Guardian. All right, Kano's doing the thing. They got no rags. We got a bunch of blues. I love it when Kanos draw blues off the top of their deck. Sorry, I want them to draw reds, banish blues. Okay. That was a fun and exciting Kano game, and I hope we all enjoyed it. Hope we all enjoyed my multiple misplays and bad variants that still got there because Kano had worse variants. Dash.io, we just lose this one. They have to draw very poorly. Sorry, I should specify. Dash.io is favored in this matchup. We can do the Syndra board. All the equipment should be right. Ataya comes out. Put in none of these blues. So we put in Send Packing. Board out, Strongest survives. Because Dio can play around it? Sure. He did his math so badly there. I don't know. I never know with Kanos. I'm not a Kano player. Here we just send. We do a damage check to see, oh, Hanami Blaster. Interesting. We do a damage check to, or a hand check on Dio to see if she's holding any items. I don't hate Guardians, I just hate the horse with a passion. I fully support hating the horse. I am not going to Arsenal here. I'm just going to send. Especially if Dio doesn't block 6 on the Wild Ride. Hopefully she's holding a bunch of items and I just get 9 free damage. I lose this matchup too. This matchup is very bad for KO. We just can't deal with the boom grenades is the problem. Like, that's the big problem with KO Dio, is that we just don't. You're just holding 3 items. Well, this hand sucks, so you're kind of bailed out. But what I can do here... Oh, and you're not boosting? Judge? Melt? Oh my god. Okay. What have you called? The Aura Guardian I enjoy. I'm told Pleiades... Oh, you're... Okay. Cannot play or pitch Blood Rush. Play from hand. Pitch Blood Rush Bellow. That's fine. I get to take a very weird line here, which is potentially break my boots now, get my action point, so that I can send more damage and don't just IP myself, and I think that's what I need to do. Much as I would have liked to cash in to get my 1 point of block, the Dio's turn sucked, so we're just doing this. What do I do after this? I think I'm arsenaling the pulping. Love to see Dio use Crown for no apparent value. Fixing her hand, but it means that my send packings, or my send packings were always online. Can't crown a send packing. I like seeing her use it this early. That is good for me. We have 1 turn left of Null Time Zone. So I have a few lines. I can Mandible Claw Pulping, which sends 9 with no arsenal. Or I can run Roughshod, which sends 5 with an arsenal. Do I want to set up a 5-card hand? I think the answer is yes. Just sending the run Roughshod, we're arsenaling the pulping, and I'm probably cashing in armor at some point. I'm told Pleiades is very fun. She's just like a 0% into Verdance. Lyeth is apparently very good. As I said, a board state player, so removing counters reminds me of my Enigma days. At least these auras actually block. It's so wild to me that Verdance is gatekeeping Pleiades, because I can tell you from my Aurora days, if the aura's also blocked, holy shit. Seven, I don't think I'm blocking this turn, except with Sash. Because I'm breaking Sash, and it's just going to be like Wild Ride, pulping, something. Like, I have all of the go again to say this is a good mini Sash turn. So I will want to block with it. I want to hold the block in case of T-Bone shenanigans. Spark, the most busted card in Mechanologist. I will go to my grave saying that Spark should be banned. 1, it is a power outlier. 2, because of the way it works with Crank, not being intended when the card was created, it just shouldn't exist. This is your 2nd boost. There is a world where Dio can still max V here, but I am going to cash in my flesh bag to say that hopefully she can't. Because she blocked with her Crown of Providence on the last turn, I have to assume that she's trying to set up a max V here. The max V needs to be in her arsenal, not her hand. And there now needs to be a boost attack that isn't throttle on top of her deck. Which are like not incredible asks for Dash.io, but... Please attack me one more time, so that I can block with my Savage Sash before I break it. Damn it. I don't need to break Savage Sash here. I can Wild Ride, pitch. I think I am breaking Sash though. Play pulping from Arsenal first because I'm holding 2 go again. It doesn't matter. I was thinking about how do I unbrick a non-attack action. The pulping still says that Dio needs to give me 2 cards from hand to stop the go again. And if I'm getting 2 cards out of Dio's hand, it like isn't catastrophically bad. Whereas if Wild Ride draw discards Reckless Swing, the turn just ends. So, never lucky, but I do get to discard Agile Windup. So I at least like kind of salvage this turn. It was also extremely unlucky that it was a 25% to brick here, and we hit the 25%. Flesh and Blood do be that way sometimes. But we got 2 cards out of Dio. I'm pretty confident that she can't kill me with the 3 cards in her hand, Arsenal, and top of her deck with Cerebellum Processor. Maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. I've been wrong before. This hand also doesn't block. It's always a deck that gatekeeps sadly, but that's why I always keep 3 decks to switch out. I just feel bad for my my friends who do enjoy Guardian, where it's like, you're dead. It's so sad. You had this cool new deck that did a thing that other decks didn't do, and it's just like, just sucks. Swing big, pitch. Wild ride, pitch. Alright, thankfully this Dio is not drawing well. I think it's Wild Ride from Arsenal instead of Wild Ride from hand. So that I have the chance of turning the yellow Wild Ride into more damage. Worst case, it's Mandible Claw. Best case, it's Bare Fangs. Or like Show of Strength or something. Please give me cards, Dio. Thank you. Alright, so we win the game. Like, handily. Dio just kind of drew poopy. Like, the Pounder going second was bad. The double Teklo core doesn't matter. Yeah, she just, like, drew very poorly. Had the Max V in Arsenal. Just couldn't quite get there. Pretty sure I used all my luck for the year. I'm glad the year is almost over. Won a skirmish, and in the same skirmish, got the Marvel Prism from a gem pack. Holy shit. This is another one that I don't know what they do. I don't have reps against Lyeth. And I don't even know what the new hot Lyeth list is. So I'm gonna board for aggro and just see how that goes. I know that Reckless Stampede is probably good in this matchup. Let's just run the aggro board. Let's just run the aggro board and see what happens. This is a hand of cards. Yeah, Burst Flames, that's insane luck. That's my pack luck is generally not great. I occasionally get my little bursts of like, oh, hey, I did a thing. But for the most part, my pack luck is very bad. That's great. Stampede is so good. Stampede is good because you always win the clashes. But I also know that it isn't going to work with beaten trackers. It doesn't block. Yeah, Zach, you can absolutely tell me if I'm like horribly mangling the plan in this matchup. But without knowing Lyeth very well, I'm just playing it safe of like, I will play the aggro plan because I know that you're trying to do aggressive things. Neither one of these is a bad Intimidate or a bad Arsenal. I don't really mind it. It means that I'm probably just... Jesus, okay. That seems pretty unlikely. That's your logic is sound. They're going to be super unga bunga. Is this a reasonable thing to have happen in a game of Flesh and Blood? That my opponent just ripped 2 Leave Them Hangings in their opening hand? I don't love this. I don't love that that happened to me. Arsenal the card that doesn't block. Keep the card that does block. Double Leave Them Hanging is insane. So I can do... I think I'm supposed to do the Trackers play here. Pitch Swing Big, play Savage Feast, discard Beast Within, draw 2 cards, break Trackers to get my action point. Leave Them Hanging is so wicked. I like one Leave Them Hanging. The double Leave Them Hanging is pretty brutal. This turn is very likely going to give Lyeth Balance of Justice, and I think I just have to be okay with that. Let's have Beast Within go first. Let's have Beast Within go first. Forgot that I have to click Submit. Find a Pulping. Yeah, I'll get my action point. So I can do something this turn. Blue 1 time. Okay. The palm of their hand in Lyeth is interesting. It seems like it kind of doesn't do enough in Lyeth. This card seems very medium if you can't, like, bounce it. What is happening? Oh my god, the double reds. Well, good news is I'm not going to give Lyeth Balance of Justice. So Savage Feast Beast Within won't trigger balance, but if I drew a blue, like if I get the pulping from the Beast Within and then a blue from Savage Feast, I would be playing Bare Fangs or pulping, which would give Lyeth the balance. God, all these reds. I'm playing 27 blues in this deck and just found, what, 5 reds in a row? It's pretty unlikely. Did not get the value from beaten trackers that I was looking for, so that sucks. I should have just, knowing that, I should have just blocked 6 on the Titan's Fist and sent Swing Big. Yes, yes. Ba 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 ba. Get +8 on whatever your next thing is. Which is just hammer. And this hits a hero. Destroy an intimidated card they control. Attire 1 time? Damn it. So I'm losing my Wrecker Romp. I guess I'm just taking this damage. Should LSS retire Chain from play? Yes. Chain is just an issue in any format he's in. Chain is just consistently a problem, and he should be retired from play. And they keep making decisions around balancing Chain, and it's like, just don't. Just don't worry about Chain. Just retire the hero. I have 30 blues in the deck and draw back-to-back red hands. Yeah, it's the Guardian problem, where it doesn't matter how much you're balancing around doing the thing. You're still going to draw a bunch of reds. I am unfortunately giving Lyeth balance draw here if they want it, because I'm going to play this Bare Fangs. Yeah, if a hero is that much of an issue, just give it up. It's go again on a stick. There's no way to balance Chain because of the hero text. The hero text is what makes Chain busted. It isn't the card pool. Shadow Runeblade's card pool is fine, but we look at Vinset, and Vinset isn't tearing up the meta. I guess Lyeth's hand is good enough that they didn't need to break the balance to have a 6-card hand. They're fine with a 5-card hand. We need Living Legend 2 for him. Jesus, Jack be nimble. What are the Lyeths doing? What does this hand do? This hand just does Wild Ride, hope to find it. Is this a flesh bag? I guess this is a flesh bag turn because they are gonna ponder. So I strand them with an extra card. Does this one do? Steal an item? Well, I don't have those, so that's pretty cool. Strand Lyeth with 3 cards, question mark? Okay. Deal. All right. Things are starting to look not as bad as they were previously. I think we're still doing the Wild Ride line because we have a Beast Within in hand. We're the greatest players. Blue 1 time. Nice. Cool. So this is a really good setup. Now I get to break chain, gauntlets, strongest survive for 8. Does this matter? Does it matter that Rampart is being blocked with? I think so. Because if Lyeth is holding a blue, then Lyeth gets to pitch blue to Rampart Lyeth. So get 2 block on the Ramparts. If the Rampart was only going to get 1 point, I would just gauntlets, because like, why not? But the Rampart is going to outvalue what I get from Tyrannical Rex, so I'm just not going to break the chain. I'm just going to send 7. I am truly a gamer that I got to, I finally drew a blue 1 time. I mean, this is still spooky. Lyeth is still going to have a 5-card hand. But at least the strongest survive says give me something. Also puts Lyeth into kill range, which I'm, pretty interested in. Or Lyeth just plays out the hand to dodge the discard, which I would also be happy with, because then I would deal damage and get tempo with Go Again in Arsenal, and Savage Sash is still up. Can you dodge the discard? No. Okay, great. It does mean that Edge of Their Seat's Might is going to pop, so I'm still being threatened on my next turn. But it isn't like... Would you stop? Not my blue? Nice. This hand does block, block, take 6, go to 8, lose my Buckwild, break Sash, play Buckwild, pitch Fearless, float 1 to Wild Ride, hope to turn Savage Feast into a blue so that I can Mandible Claw? Yes. I don't have to block with Tyrannical Rex here. But I do want my block value from it before the game ends. So we'll make this block. I'll lose the Buckwild. Oh, you're oh no. Snapping for what? What does the snap do? Oh no, I needed that blue. It's actually really bad. Read the text on Buckwild, though? I would have been fine, because Fearless Confrontation turns on Buckwild. Immediately punished. We just concede this game. Okay, I was not supposed to block with my Tyrannical Rex. Okay, now we know. Now we know. I should have waited. I didn't expect... Ugh. Yeah, I did not see that coming. No, and I'm just going to scoop it. I can't win from that position. My hand now doesn't do anything, and I'm giving Lyeth full tempo. Like, I don't care to do that. This is a Verdance board, except we are still playing Flesh Bag. We can still play Savage Sash. I think this is fine. Definitely not playing Pulping. We do want Fearless, or Tear Limb from Limb. Cutting Savage Feast because we're not playing Trackers. This isn't aggro. We don't have to raise. Ataya is very good. Cutting Strongest Survive is right. Question is, do I want Sash or Tunic? I'm going to try Sash, but this might be a Tunic matchup. This is terrible. I'm just passing because I don't want to give KO the opportunity to gain life. Mistakes were made, learn from them. That's what I do. Get your tickets for Japan? Nice. That's super cool that you're going, Steven. That's awesome. I wish I could go with you. I wish I was going to. But sadly, I am a scrub. All right, chat, is Lyeth good? So I cannot dodge the KO effect here. If I block with Flesh Bag, KO just pitches the 2. So I think... Question is, what am I doing with this turn? I kind of want to tear limb here. Pitch my blue. So I think I'm just cashing in armor. I believe I'm supposed to cash in armor early here. I'm going to pitch Buckwild, play Tear Limb, discard one of these, draw a card, discard one of them, then hopefully Mandible Claw, do something else. That Aggro List has a crazy game on stream. It seems like a neat-ish deck. Like, I'm kind of glad for the Guardian players that they're figuring it out. I am sad that it is one more deck that I need to be aware of what it does. So that is about as good as we could have hoped for. We open with Mandible Claw. Float 2. Depending on how KO blocks this, I get to make a choice of if I want to Bear Fangs for 14 or if I want to Send Packing for 12. I think it's Sand Packing. Even hit the Shelter from Arsenal, so that's why we do it. If this hits, RK loses the Shelter. Sending the Bear Fangs there, yeah, it puts me into a position where I can get defense reacted from Arsenal, but more than that, I didn't want to do it because I have the potential to discard Send Packing and draw some bad blue that I just don't want in my arsenal. Like, I do have a Wrecker Romp somewhere in this deck, and I really don't want to see it here. So the Send Packing just felt like, yes, I'm not getting an arsenal, but this is putting KO in a position where there just isn't a good line. Like, they can give me all of their cards and armor to keep the Shelter, and then just do nothing on their turn, and be down like Flesh Bag, not get value out of Bone Breaker. So they lose the Shelter, I'm up on life. This hand converts, which is pretty cool. Mocking Blow for 4 with the potential to turn it into 9. Puts me to 31. I don't think this hand really blocks here. Again, I can't Flesh Bag around the KO ability. What I can do is give Leathers just to try to maintain a bit of a life lead. I love and hate this matchup. I like this matchup because it's interesting. I don't like this matchup because, I mean, it's an unfavorable matchup, right? But it's fun. I don't get to just do KO things. I have to actually, like, work for it, which I enjoy. Do I want to put myself in a position where I can get Flesh Bagged? Or do I want to take the lower value line that plays around Flesh Bag? So if I pitch run Roughshod to Mandible Claw, I float 2 resources, I keep a card in hand, RKO can easily block with Flesh Bag, take the swing big, I burn 2 resources, and 2 damage for the turn. but I do get an arsenal and the flashback is gone before I draw a blood rush. Or I play the run roughshod, I get my 5, I threaten to put KO below me on life total. I think I have to go for the higher value line. That would put me above our KO on life. And yes, this is giving KO the opportunity to flashback me, but in that case, then yeah, the flashback is gone now. Force the hat, I agree. I was kind of surprised by how interesting the sub-heroes ended up being. I think they're all really interesting. I'm sad they didn't make more of an immediate impact on the format. Fate's fine. Oh, I guess you don't burn a Vigor. You're going to get to Vigor Tunic for Mandible Claw. It's pretty cool. This Booze card is pretty good. This is a pretty decent hand, though. I think I'm taking the 3 here. My line is just going to be Pitchitaya, Buckwild, Show of Strength. Oh, never mind. This is for the turn. Okay. No, so it has to be Buckwild, Pitch Impact for the Buckwild text. So unfortunately, excuse me, I am putting myself in a position where KO can de-react the Buckwild, but I really don't have a choice. If I pitch a Taya for Buckwild, Buckwild doesn't have go again. Hopefully, KO gets greedy and either tries to keep a de-react for the Arsenal and then gets punished, or thinks that the follow-up is going to be better than the Buckwild and holds the de-react for that. Tunic is down, so they can't even Tunic de-react. Steven, are you just going for Japan? Like, are you just going for a week? Are you going for a few days? Like, how are you planning your trip? I know Austin was talking about doing a testing house in Korea for the week leading up to. Get an outside interference discard? What are you going to find with it? Offensively, just something that blocks 3. All right, I mean, that's pretty good for me. Keep me below you on life total. But that's good. I get full tempo. I just need to hope that my next hand converts so that I can actually keep it up. And for 3 weeks, that's awesome. What does the trip look like? Are you doing multiple countries? Are you doing multiple cities in Japan? This hand is interesting. I think I'm tear limbing here. I don't really know what else I'm doing with this hand. I could Wild Ride Pitch Tear Limb, but I think that gives KO too much power over me. Oh, that's sad. That's the one I wanted. I wanted to Reckless Stampede. No. Well, all right. Didn't need the go again anyway. Oh, keeping Reckless Stampede would have been so sick there. And I would have definitely been able to play it no matter what. Just get in for 14 and say you're going to take a bunch of damage. Tokyo, then some friends are meeting me and we're going to Kyoto for a week? That's so cool. Friends from Japan, like who live in Japan currently, or you have buddies who are also traveling from the States? Right, we put ourselves up. I assume this is just going to be like 9. Hopefully it's Show of Strength because my hand blocks. This hand sucks. Which says I probably just block 6, send the Smashing Ground to threaten the Arsenal. Like, not ideal. This was not the hand we were looking for. They were so keen I was going. They're flying from Vegas after the event. That's so cool. That's awesome. You're going to have just a nice little boys trip. Everyone's first time to Japan. Japan was awesome. I really enjoyed going. Our trip was great. Yeah, my partner and I went to Tokyo for a week after PT Singapore. And the food was incredible. Like, I never knew how much I liked ramen before I went to Tokyo. And now I'm like, I fiend for it. It was so good. And you would pay for it, right? As one does. This is going to be E-Strike for 7. I have a few lines. I can send packing, pitch smashing ground, let the send packing happen, and then fearless confrontation to pick a might and arsenal the blood rush. I can also just do blood rush. I can also just do send pack. Okay, we're just going to do send packing. That is surely the better line. Yeah, the food is great. And you like get your ramen and you're super excited about it and you pay your, 1,200 yen or whatever. You're like, okay, yeah, at least, okay, we know that there's a pummel and I will have flesh bag. And for me, at least, I would just treat, for ease of mind, for my simple, smooth, wrinkle-free brain, I would just say, okay, take the yen, cut 2 zeros off, and that's what I'm paying in USD. Like, it was easy. So 1,200 yen would be 12 bucks USD. I paid 12 bucks for the most delicious ramen that I've ever had. Like, this is great. And I'm just taking this damage. I'm going to 18. And like, cool, that was good enough. And then I would check my credit card statement and realize, no, it isn't cut 2 zeros off. It's cut 2 zeros off and then like have it. So you would pay, like, depending on what kind of ramen you get, you would just get the best ramen you've ever had in your life and pay $4 for it. And it's like, holy shit. How do I play this hand where I make it resistant to flesh bag? I am going to, if I break sash, well, if I don't break sash, this hand is awesome. I get to Mandible Claw, Buckwild, Show of Strength. If I get flesh bagged, I think I need to save sash. I think it's Buckwild Pitch. It's Buckwild Pitch. Float 2 resources, keep Show of Strength, blue Buckwild in hand. If I get flesh bagged, which I assume that I will, if I lose the Show of Strength, I guess I don't have a good way to do this. If I Mandible Claw first, I keep these. If I lose a blue, I don't really have a good way to navigate this, I don't think. I need to bait the flesh bag, but I don't know how to bait it. I think it's this. If I get flesh bagged, the problem here is if I get flesh bagged and I lose the agile windup, it comes back and I arsenal it and I'm kind of sad about it. If I lose the Show of Strength, that's fine. I Mandible Claw, I discard windup, I make an agility, I'm good. If the flesh bag doesn't get used to block here, okay. So now I am in an interesting position. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because if I discard agile windup, then they just take. Okay, this is fine. Steel victory happens, I lose my might. You get the sink below, which is fine. I attack with Mandible Claw. I know that you are sitting on a pummel. Discard the wind up. It's whatever. It's an Arsenal Show of Strength. The Fletch Bag is gone. I still have my Sash. So I should be in a fine position. I'm kind of assuming that KO's turn is just Claw Pass, because I know that this is a pummel. This hand is interesting. Tunic for looking for a scrap? Oh, okay, never mind, just Sigil. Okay, what do I get to do with this hand? I feel like I do want a Blood Rush here. Do I want to go for the big boy play, where I play Blood Rush and hope that the Blood Rush discards Beast Within? Do I go for the smaller boy play, where I Blood Rush pitching Beast Within? I'm playing the Blood Rush. I think we go for it. Never punished. Hey, Scorched Rose. KO Gaming going well? KO Gaming is going well. Except that I just drew a bunch of red, so KO Gaming isn't going great anymore. I have to break Sash. Open with Reckless Stampede? God, if we had a blue, this hand would be great. Again, God, I'm playing 27 blues in the deck. Literally the best gamers ever into Rip. This is the duality of Brute. We do win the clash. Oh my god, it's a blue, which I will keep on top. And you bottomed your top card. Okay. So we'll see what your next top card is. Show of Strength. All right, so we each win a clash, lose a clash. That's fine. I'm still keeping my Run Rough Shot on top. You're going to give me another D-React? No. Okay. And then we Show of Strength, pitch Swing Big. Just come in for a 9. What do you find? Like Big Bully? Something that turns off Show of Strength a bit? Or just something that's going to let you pummel me? Find the Big Bully. Big Bully's going to turn this into a 9. Never punished and immediately punished. Oh, I was already punished. Better than me sitting here debating on putting Cinder back together. I can't bring myself to... Oh, this is 4. Never mind. I can't bring myself to put Syndra back together. I'm so over that deck. Sigil. This hand is pretty okay. You have a Show of Strength in your hand. It's a Show of Strength. Swing Big. You still have a bunch of 8s left. I still think I'm supposed to send Reckless Stampede here. I can't bring myself to play Syndra anymore. If she gets literally no changes from the 15th BNR, then maybe I will play Syndra for RTN, but God, if I get any excuse to not play Syndra, I will take it. I'm so over that deck. Like, it's definitely good and strong, but hey, so is KO. Fiddler's Green continues to be rude. Close the chain. I can Tyrannical Rex. This is kind of an interesting spot to be in, knowing that KO has the Show of Strength. I'm assuming their hand is Show of Strength blue with the Pummel and Tunic. I'm just going to Show of Strength here. I'm going to push my 9. I am assuming KO isn't going to block this. So now we put them into a position where Reckless Stampede starts to be lethal. I'm going to take 12 and lose a card. Which is fine. So I take 12, I go to 4, I lose my Red Wild Ride. I get to go Buck Wild Reckless Stampede. I'm going to block with the Flesh Bag. I'm pretty brute brained for the rest of the season. KO is just too fun. KO is very fun. I hate her, but I want my invite next season. It was very good when I stopped playing her. I mean, she's good. I get it. I understand why someone would play her, but I just, at this point, I hate the deck too much. I enjoy Gravy, but I know my boy is getting hit on the 15th. Absolutely, 100%. Gravy is, as he is not long for this world. I'm hoping it's a chum ban. I'm hearing people say chart, which makes a lot of sense. Morning, John. Morning, Sanctum Soldier. The public wants the deck unplayable. I don't necessarily want it unplayable. I just want it to be worse. Keeping a Mocking Blow. Mocking Blow on top is fine. Or leaving the Mine on top is fine. We still get there. I do want a blue on top of my deck. I don't have a Might for you to take. I put you to 2. We're up on life, so Mocking Blow is offline. If you've discarded a card with 6 or more power this turn, Massacre gains +2 and Intimidate. Well, you know what I'm going to get to do on my turn. And this costs 3? Yeah. So I can take the 3, go to 3, pitch Confrontation for Mandible Claw, discard Mighty Wind Up, pitch to Gauntlet's Massacre. Surely you're not playing double Reckless Swing. I've even heard people calling for a ban on Conk. Conk could be alright. But I missed some things. People hate Gravy. They don't want the deck to be in a playable state. Blue Swell would be a decent ban. Gravy's in a healthy place, but a lot of the public hates him. It's me. I'm one of the public. Gravy's fine. Although it really depends on which deck I'm playing that I think Gravy's fine. Close the chain. Tyrannical Rex. Massacre. Get wrecked. Chum is overstated. He's fun. He's difficult to play and powerful. Oh, I guess you have 2, Nick, so you aren't just like instantly dead. Never mind, you're instantly dead. Banish was overcrowded. So they would have still died. They were dead no matter what. Hey, we got there. The fact that Gravy destroys single action point decks is what I don't like. True. I've even heard people calling for a ban on Conk. Conk is annoying, but there's counterplay to it, which is don't Arsenal. I think that's probably the biggest issue with Gravy, but all of the top 3... A lot of the best decks in the format have that problem where you just can't Arsenal against them. Gravy has Conk, Verdant has CNC and Plow Under, Syndra has Breaking Point, KO has CNC and Send Packing, Florian has Plow Under and CNC. Like, all of the best decks just have too much easy Arsenal hate, which is something I don't like about this format at the moment. Just ban every card you can play, only allow him to play Critical Strike. True. Now we're thinking. Now we're getting there. If they make him unplayable, not gonna lie, I might have to take a break from Fab. I don't think they'll make Gravy unplayable. And even if he seems immediately unplayable, I think he'll be fine. People thought he was unplayable after the Tipple ban, and now he's very good, just different than before. Me when Icelander went LL, I came to the realization yesterday that I'm mad at CC and have been mad at CC for basically since Aurora LL. Oh no, it's this asshole again. I'm gonna go first. What did we do last time? I think I'm on the Syndra. What if I board for aggro? But I cut a Taya. And I put in a single, I don't know, Reckless Stampede? Whatever. The board gets weird when I have to cut a Taya. But I'm definitely not playing a Taya against Lai. As we learned, this deck doesn't play D-Reacts. Am I supposed to test Lyeth's hand? I think I just pass. Let Lyeth potentially do things. See how many cards he wants to give me. Okay, if he's going to give me 2 cards, then I say, JK, let's attack. I will leak damage on turn 0. This is fine. I don't need to break trackers here. Imagine there was the 0.5 multiplier and Cinder was gone. The other top 2 heroes would be much closer to rote. Yes, 100%. I hate the multiplier. Biggest issue with Gravy is still he's called Gravy Bones. No, we've all said it enough times that I agree with Garth. We've come back to it being a serious thing. With Gold, Gravy can just do so much out of thin air. For the record, I didn't think he was unplayable after the triple ban, but it's harder and more inconsistent. If they reprint Dromai before Icelander, I will fly. I think it's going to happen. I think enough people do not like Icelander. Aurora was the worst for CC, so I disagree. Aurora, yes and no. Aurora was not great for CC. I cannot activate Rex. I can't activate Rex. I think I just send Claw. I just get 3 points, Arsenal the Wild Ride, and call it a day. Aurora was the worst. She was overstated, overtuned. But here's the thing with Aurora, is that she was fucking fun. It was LSS saying, look, we can make a fun red line, go wide aggro deck. And that was great. It was dynamic, it was engaging. There were so many different ways to pilot each line. Like, it was so good. And then they let her LL in under 6 months. And what followed was, this deck sucks if you don't play Bonds of Agony. And this deck sucks if you don't play Mask of Momentum Flick Knives. Like, they just replaced her with the worst fucking decks that anyone has ever seen. And I'm just, like, consistently so mad about it. I have a Wild Ride in Arsenal. I'm getting a Wild Ride back. If I take 8 here and I lose the Wild Ride, then my turn is just... My hand is kind of just bad no matter what. I don't know that Aurora was fun to play against, but she was very fun to play as. If I take the damage, I go to 32, I lose my Wild Ride, I play my Wild Ride from Arsenal, pitch, hope to discard the Beast Within. I think I'm just taking the damage here. I can't really do anything if I stop it. This card is so absurd. It's great. Aurora's no fun for non-Aurora players. It's just too much. She was overtuned for sure. Like, I'm not going to argue and say that Aurora was not overtuned. She definitely was. Beast Within one time? God, we're so fucking good at this game. Let's have Beast Within go first. Do I need another action point? No. I'm going to Mandible Claw, Closed Chain, Gauntlets. Okay. I do not need an action point. How did you gain life? Oh, you had a sigil. Jesus. Actually, I think Aurora's fine, but she definitely needed to lose something out of her kit. She needed to lose Flicker Wisp, for sure. That's what I'm saying. LSS just let her go. Just let her LL. That's why I'm mad at them. They showed us that they could do a really fun, engaging, dynamic aggro deck, let her leave, replaced her with just the most boring, linear bullshit. And then that was it. And that's where we are now. I love that we could play Exude Confidence. Love that card. Exude was so fun. When you would do your like big Exude lines, that was great. When you would do your Exude line and then they like block with a CNC, and then in defense step before they can react, you play the lightning press on it. God, it was so fun. I hate Rune Blades in general. That's fair. I love Rune Blades, but they're usually overstated and way too good. Love playing versus her on Prism. It was always fun to see what kind of pilot I was facing. If I saw defensive lightning, I would shift up and try to lock in. That was a hard one for me to come to terms with, but eventually we got there on the Prism Aurora matchup. Plays Icelander with Jarl. I feel the frustration of a fun hero being replaced with worse iterations for sure. Oh, by the way, how is chat looking? I made the chat window on my screen slightly smaller so that it hopefully doesn't take up too much space. I actually might do that so that it only covers... Nope, that doesn't work. How's that looking? Is that slightly better? I think having good ice back in the format would do a lot to police a lot of decks, for sure. We definitely do need good ice back in the format. Aurora did have some degenerate things. Honestly, if Runeblade didn't have much of a fridge, 100%. If we've learned anything from Zen and Aurora, and even now I would say Dio to an extent, is that redline aggro decks, especially ones with explosive combo turns, shouldn't have fridges. They need to be disruptible. That's something that LSS really got right with Marionette and Slippy. Is that and Syndra too, they just don't block. Like if you can disrupt them, if you have an on-hit disruption, they're just taking it. People liked her because she was way too strong. I don't know. I liked Aurora because she also had fun things she could do. She had this sort of Bonds of Agony thing going on where you would... We gotta cut a long story short. It just means that you can't turn it on. She just had the Bonds thing going on of like Pitch Blue, Starfall. I have a card in my arsenal and 3 cards in my hand. What do you think I'm gonna do? Which I loved. This is 11. When it hits a hero, they discard their hand. It does not currently have Tower. You cannot Lyeth it up to being on. How am I supposed to block this? Because my turn is going to be... If I get to keep all of these cards, it's just pitch Reckless, play Wild Ride, hope. If you do turn it to 13, I discard Wine. I guess that doesn't really matter. Since I'm supposed to block like this, either I take 6, send back Wild Ride, pass, or I play Reckless Swing. That's fine. You like Razor Reflex it? There it is. Okay, we take 5. The tower doesn't trigger. This has go again, which means something could happen to me. Maybe just get like Titan's Fisted? Or you just Lyeth. Make a Might and pass. No, Aurora had fun, like, things that she could do. When this attacks, if you have more life than them... Okay, so you just get to do this. Sorry. Yeah, you play the Mocking Blow. I'm going to cash in some block value here because I want to stay above them on life. So this is going to come in for 5. I block with Sash and Trackers. I go to 24. I can block with Sash. I can save the Trackers. And they have no reason not to boo here. So it isn't like, oh, I gave up my Sash for 1 instead of 2. I think Aurora just had fun, interesting lines. She was dynamic. There was no turn that was just like, some of her turns did play themselves for sure, but I think she just also had enough fun, interesting things to do. She was not predictable. There were a bunch of different ways to screw her up as the aggro player. She was overtuned, where you could just pick up the deck and in like 5 games play her to 80, 90% proficiency. But getting that other 10% was really interesting. I'll never play Runeblades again because I played Chain just because I had everything. The most miserable time I had in Fab. Sometimes it isn't fun to just do the good thing every turn. Hikatsu 2 armor block. Wish I had 10 like Aurora. 100%. This is 3. My hand can do Sash for Buckwild Strongest Survive. My hand can do Pulping, hope to turn one of these into a blue. My hand, I think my hand just does 14. Oh, he can conceal, that was, yeah. I figured it was Razor Reflex. Sometimes it is not fun to just do the like fun oppressive thing every time, but I understand why you wouldn't want to play Chain. I also understand why you would miss Chain. Oh, here's the concealed object. You get booed, bank a might. Turn this into 4, make another might, and a confidence? Yeah. Oh, so I just wasn't stopping this. That's all right. Get hypothermia and CLF at instant speed and say ice is bad. I was fortunate that I didn't play a deck where hypo was really an issue. Man, the instant speed CLF, it's just brutal. I think I'm just doing the Buckwild Strongest Survive line here. I don't think sending Pulping and Praying is really where I want to be. I need to stop whatever's happening next. Or at least try to interact with it. Runeblade just gets to have too many tools, for sure, and are also too good at blocking. Yes, the fridge is a problem. Take one and I think you have a more balanced class. The problem with Runeblade is, they're, aside from Grasp, they're just playing generic equipment. Like, Aurora's playing Crown of Providence. At the end, she was playing Crown of Providence, Tunic, Snapdragons, Grasp. She would have Dyadic Carapace for certain matchups, but for the most part, you would just rather do your own thing than stop them from doing theirs. Like, you would rather just be a better aggro deck. Pick up the deck and get second at the Pro Tour, maybe Worlds. Can't remember which one it was. Had to have been a Pro Tour. Aurora had 3 in the top 8 at Worlds. But I mean, the finals was an Enigma Mirror. Fun decks that do decent damage but have an explosive turn possibly makes it seem unfair when she had above average damage. Yeah. No, she was just nuts. Like, she was definitely nuts. I'm never going to tell anyone that Aurora was properly tuned. I had a buddy who played Bolton at the time. Icelander was able to play Hypo at instant speed and made him stop playing Bolton. My understanding is that was an actual 0% matchup. This hand blocks 6 and then Bear Fangs. Carried by the heroes you miss. God, this fucking card. So sick of this card. Well, I didn't need that. Am I supposed to fleshbag here? I feel like fleshbagging here is probably not the worst idea, considering that I'm going to get Snapdragoned. Maybe this stops them from doing something else. Also, they gave up a bunch of armor and cards to stop the Strongest Survive, which tells me they probably wanted their entire hand, and maybe now they don't get to do the same thing that they wanted to do. Is it another one? Oh, it's just Mocking Blow. Blocking blow for 1, that's fine. You have not been... Oh, right, this was from my turn. You have not been booed this turn. I don't need to block this. I guess I will, because, like, what else am I doing? I'm not going to Arsenal Mighty Windup or Energetic Impact. I could keep Mighty Windup to discard, but I only get 1 point out of it. Maybe it's not the worst to take 1 here. Try to turn Mighty Windup into something better for my arsenal. Sure. Also means that your Skull Cap is offline. This is spooky. It's pretty good. I am not breaking trackers here, because all I would do is Mandible Claw. But if I'm not dead on this turn, then I get to send this Wild Ride, which is pretty nice. Icelander was infallible. Icelander had her own problems. She LL'd. She was clearly too strong of a deck at some point. Prism is about 6 months before she LLs. I need a new hero to bling out. Yeah, Prism is another one that I think is just gate-kept by the format too much. I know I already passed this topic, but if they ban Leyline from Gravy, I will be happy. That'd be a good one to ban. Problem with Leyline is it's generic, and I'd like to believe that at some point some other deck will use it, and that's kind of neat. But yeah, definitely a problem in Gravy. Does feel horrible to sit across from. Yeah, when you watch Gravy just, like, do the thing, it's so sad. Oh, she got, yeah, it was Osaka. I was thinking of London. I was thinking of Pro Tour London. Yes, Mercy Bickle got second with Aurora after picking the deck up. And to be fair, Mercy is already an incredible player and also learned from, like, 4 hours of intense coaching with Ellie Bird and Yuki Lee Bender. I don't think we can sit here and say, like, oh, she didn't earn it. There's no way she was supposed to get there. Jesus, this deck. Take 10, go to 5. I think I'm just dead, right? Like, I don't see how I get out of this. Oh, it has to be these two? It can be these two, and I get to send 9 back? Do I want to sync Show of Strength? No. Rebel for 6, Conk for 9, Ally for 8 does not exactly feel fair. It's very good. Oh, hello? What was I doing? Oh, is this and this? Yeah. Sometimes having 3 free armors as Cilio feels too good sometimes, but then I look at Verdance. Don't want to sync Show of Strength? No. Yes, every once in a while, especially on Syndra, Cilio's just having, like, just enough armor. Feels pretty bad. Is a reflex, pretty good. You can't do anything with the action point, but... What did you reveal? Goon Beatdown? Okay. I have a Vigor, I have a Show of Strength on top. We send the Wild Ride. Hope that my draw discard goes well, and I can actually present lethal this turn. Leave them hanging. Oh my god. It's alright. I get to Mandible Claw. I will get this Pulting for my arsenal. I still make a Might. We're fine. We're fine, unless I'm dead. No. Am I going to OP tomorrow? No. No, I'm not going to drive 2 hours to play the High Seas format. I'm also mad at GGB for forcing it to be CC. So for context, For those of you who aren't from Northern California, NorCal has our Golden Gate Battlegrounds League, which is sort of our attempt at doing AGE, but for NorCal. They're based out of SoCal. We've got the third one coming up tomorrow. The format is going to be CC. We had a community vote. Is it CC or Sage? Sage won, and then they said it's CC, which just rubs me the wrong way. But also, I wasn't going to drive 2 hours really for Sage anyway, so I kind of don't have a dog in that fight. The turn isn't fair, but the deck also has a lot of turns where it really does nothing, or you draw a handful of all allies and die. I definitely think the deck needs a hit. That kind of needs to be different. Pheno Black has made good arguments about Gravy needing Tipple back so it's more consistent. Like, you could take away Chum, you could take away Leyline, you could take away Chart, take away the real spiky turns, but just make it more consistent, which I think is a reasonable take. More people should sit down, play the deck, and really understand that work it takes to get to those points. That's a reasonable take. Lyeth, boo. Lyeth's got a spicy turn coming up. We'll see if I can live through it. Even if it's just hammer for 8. Hammer for 7. I'm going to have to give a card. I'm going to win that 6 shield. Steven, remember I have to give you my playmat tonight. That's absurd. Starting to think this Lyeth deck is pretty good. Isn't my arsenal a pulping? I'm just dead. I just don't have a way out. That's pretty good. This deck seems nuts. I mean, it doesn't seem nuts. It seems very good. Yeah, Agro-Lyeth seems like it has the sauce for sure. Leave them hanging's great. I mean, we'll never know what I was going to draw for my thing. Lyeth loses to Prism at 0%. Damn, that sucks. Meta Hero Prism definitely does something good in this format. Prism is definitely a represented hero that is doing its part to hold back Lyeth. As a person who's played Gravy since day one, I agree with Pheno's take on Gravy Bones. I drive 2 hours to an armory sometimes. It's a fine take. Like, I also have plans tomorrow. I would not drive. Driving 2 hours for Sage would feel a little more reasonable to me. I will not drive 2 hours for CC. Oh, the other oppressive deck. The other deck that I think is really strong in this format. We're playing for full aggro. I'm keeping a Taya in because the deck does play D-React sometimes. Please let me block. I'm definitely getting daggers, so I do get to block with some of these. Are homies from over the mountains allowed to make the pilgrimage down for GGB? Yeah, 100%. Block, block. If you've got Tarantula Toxin, you know. It was either T-Tox or Flick Knives. I appreciate not seeing Guardian. Yeah. Lyeth isn't really a Guardian, though. Funnel Web? Okay. I am not going to Arsenal as much as possible. Let's send the Wild Ride. Okay. Pitch Buckwild for show of strength. Game where you make gold and then see 0 allies till you're going to die, or the games where you make no gold, draw your entire crew in the first 3 turns and die horribly. Why would you drive it for that? Oh, fucking... Orb Weaver? Okay, so there's some gross dagger thing happening. Inertia Trap? I'm not inert. At this point, I feel like I'm just arsenaling this Buckwild then. I mean, thank goodness that Gravy has some inconsistency if Gravy's just consistent, then he's like far and away the best deck in the format. As we saw when he had Tipples and didn't have consistency problems. Started a game at 25. What just happened? Oh, you're... What? Like, surely that's wrong. I can block with Smash Up, make a Vigor, Buck Wild, pitch to Rex, send packing. Eight go again. I need to block with Flesh Bag because I need you to have an arsenal. This is fine. I've never played Gravy to the point where I started the game at so low life, but I have done that to Gravies. I have a Blood Rush Bellow on top of my deck. I do not want to sink Blood Rush Bellow. I would like to draw Blood Rush Bellow, because that's a thing I get to do. I am not discarding this turn, so... Ooh, we even hit them with the IP? We're so up. I've never started the game. I have done that to Gravies. I have had Gravies start the game at like 28, and then also do nothing. In Calling Singapore, I played against a Gravy who made no gold and discarded no allies for the first 5 turns of the game, and then just conceded on the spot. And I'm like, I like started what was gonna be my Wrath turn, and they concede. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. That's reasonable. I would have liked to see how much this Wrath does, but like, I get it. Getting the shelter with the send packing is great. That's why I say the deck is in a healthy spot. Sure, it looks like a lot when you're the opponent, but the deck has a lot of failure states. I think it still has its spiky turns. Like, that's the problem. If we're looking at decks like Syndra and saying we need to ban stuff from Syndra because her spiky turns are too good, like, if people are seriously saying Wrath is the ban because of her spike turn, you can't then also look at Gravy, who has his Leyline, Rabble, Conk, Rigor, and say, but that's fine. Calistera, I am not allowed to block with any of my temper equipment. This is also just, as far as I know, this is just damage. So like, okay. Cool. You have no attacks in your graveyard. So even if you Codex me, even if you like mark Codex, I don't care. We do the thing. I was probably supposed to block with Trackers that turn. Just in case. This hand is great. I could break Sash. I could turn Sash into 5 more damage. This is what? 15, 19. I'll break Sash to threaten lethal. Oh no. Oh no, my Buckwild has text on it. That's why I say the deck is in a healthy spot. I'd have to let you play out the turn. I don't let you play out the turn, but also let you know that if you didn't kill me, I'm going to concede. I totally respected not letting me play out the turn. Like, I'll concede games on stream because I don't want to sit there while the opponent just jerks off. Like, I'm not going to judge someone for not wanting to play it out. I totally get it. I respect it. It's absolutely fine. Like, I get a little disappointed, and I'm like, oh, this turn was going to be sick, and I wanted to see what happens, but 100% get it. This game is going well so far, which means I get to just, like, not block anything now. I'm especially not blocking anything if it's Savor Bloodshed. Like, I could put 5 in front of this. Calistera mark me. But what I get to do if I keep this whole hand is Claw, discard Windup, Gauntlets, Bare Fangs. I get to send 13 damage and make a might and agility behind. I still need to play around T-Tox, so I'm not blocking with my temper equipment. If you're banning the spike turns, I want my tipples back, otherwise the deck didn't have the spikes, it would do nothing. I think that's fine. I'm fine with them banning, like, the spiky stuff. Ban Chum. Ban things, give the tipples back, make it consistent. Black Widow is cheating. This is still fine. I'm not... Oh, right. Of course I was going to be marked. The onboard trick gets me every time. Don't do that yet. Wait for the flick to resolve. There you go. So I'm taking 6 more. I go to 11. I'm banishing Fearless Confrontation? I guess I banish Agile Windup, banish the 2 block, because I'm going to pitch the... No, banish the Fearless, because I want to discard the Windup. Leave no witnesses is just damage. Now I get to block. You probably make a silver. I guess I could also now block with Agile Windup. Or like Tracker's Beast Within. Send 9. That's fine. I'll block like this. No. Send 9. This gets at least 3 cards. It gives me Tunic. The worst 1-card play is just Codex. Codex, leave no witnesses. I'm going to block with Gauntlets and, like, Strongest Survive. Probably getting back Show of Strength. Discard Wild Ride. How do I win this turn? How do I send 2 attacks? Discard the Wild Ride, block with the Blood Rush. I do not have a Run Roughshod in my graveyard. I also just lose my arsenal to Blood Rush. I think that's probably my good play. Just put like a yellow in here. Discard Wild Ride. Take the damage. Can block with Gauntlets. If you ban Chum, I want my tipples back. Otherwise, you ban Chart and maybe give 1 color tipple back. What if we just never let Chum be a playable deck ever again? Is that too hot of a take? Would that make people unhappy? I don't need to break trackers. This is actually really good. I get to Mandible Claw, take cards. If this is a D-React, then the Send Packing looks a lot worse. But it's still a 3-card 13. Knives Out. Okay. Marionette can live. If it's like D-React 3-block Tunic, you live, but then what? Personally, I think while Swell is just an okay card on the surface, it leads to way too many shenanigans and should have never been printed. I don't know why you would think that Belittle should be a legal card in Classic Constructed. Double Codex is a little interesting. Well, GG, Marionette. I think a lot went well for me this game. I don't know if this matchup is supposed to be favored or not. I feel like it kind of isn't, but they like never T-Toxed me. There's no Kiss of Death. The Mask of Deceit got turned into Word Weaver, not Black Widow. I feel like this game went sort of unusually well for me. But chat, I've been streaming for over 2 hours. This is about when I call it. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope you had a good time. I will be back on Monday? Question mark. Let me make sure that I don't have any conflicts. But I should be back on Monday. I will not be back on Monday. I do have a conflict. Unfortunate. I'm trying to stream on Mondays, but I keep having like actual things to do between the hours of 8 and 10 on Mondays. I will do my best to be back Thursday, Friday. Friday, I will definitely be streaming with the new Arcane cards. The Armory deck will be out on the 12th. Very excited to play with the new cards. What we've seen so far looks really good, and hopefully we get even more new cards. Thursday is probably going to be Sage of some sort. I might be playing Chain. Hopefully the last time I get to play full-powered Chain in Silver Age on stream. But thank you all for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. KO continues to be a fun, interesting deck. Lyeth looks really strong. Definitely took me by surprise. Everyone have a great weekend. If you are playing at GGB tomorrow and I don't see you, good luck. Have a good time. Steven, remind me that I need to give you a playmat tonight. You're going to give that to Tommy tomorrow. I will talk to you all later. And until then, take care.